following program is a live presentation on NCTV Channel 11.
Take me down today. Walk me down to the water.
Welcome to the award-winning cafe community. We're so glad you can join us. I'm your host, Cheryl Noble. So what do Volts Brothers Automotive, Neighborhood Center of the Arts, Sierra Biomass Task Force, and the Partners Family Resource Center all have in common? Well, they're all guests on tonight's show. So a bit later, we will meet John Volz, who is leading the way as a corporate citizen and helping Neighborhood Center of the Arts and other local nonprofits. And we'll also hear about efforts underway from the Sierra Biomass Task Force, looking at how to bring renewable energy into our community. And in just a moment, my first guest, first time on the show, the Family Resource Center, and they've got a lot of great services that they offer to the community, all for free. So we're so glad you could be with us. We've got a great program for you. Let's get started. My first guest, as I mentioned, is with the Partners Family Resource Center. She is the Community School Liaison. A warm welcome to Casey McCormick. Hi, welcome. We were talking right before the show. This is a new center I've just discovered and heard about. Tell us about Partners Family Resource Center.
Well, we're located on the Ready Springs campus in Penn Valley.
Okay.
And then we have a sister resource center on the Hennessy campus.
Oh,
and
downtown Grass Valley.
And another one in North San Juan at the Ridge.
Okay. Diana Pasquini was here with that Family Resource Center. Okay.
So we are a network. There's three of us, and I'm the one in Penn Valley.
All right. And the resource centers are part of the Superintendent of Schools.
Yes. Nevada County Superintendent of Schools received the Safe Schools Healthy Students Grant. Approximately 2 years ago. The first year was a planning year, and the second year the Family Resource Centers opened. So the one in Penn Valley opened August 18th of last school year in time for the first day of school.
Wow, interesting. And so then if you're part of the schools, are you open during the summer then, or
During the school year, we're open Monday through Friday, and in the summer, we're there Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5. So
you, for the most part, yes, open. Tell us about some of the services that you offer that people can take advantage of.
Well, we did a survey, and we asked the parents what services they appreciated the most, and what we found were the parenting classes were very popular.
Interesting.
We have 4 different parenting classes.
Like
for all different ages and different needs. So there's one called Loving Solutions, which is for children ages 5 to 10 who may be rather challenging for their parents.
Okay. And this is a parent class who have children that age.
Yes.
Okay.
Children ages 5. Yeah, the children come, though, because there's a child component to the program, and a light dinner is served, or snacks if it's held in the afternoon, and then there's something for the kids, curriculum for the children as well as for the parents.
Oh, great.
And then its counterpart is the Parent Project, which is for parents of adolescents, so ages 11 and older. And there's also a program for the teens during that same time. So this way, childcare or supervision is never an issue, and food is provided as well.
Do you have parents who have kids in both age groups? They do double duty with parent classes?
Yeah, I guess basically you'd have to go to both classes because they are very different, of course. There's 12 sessions to those. We do have another program that's 8 sessions called Triple P Parenting. It's the Power of Positive Parenting program.
Oh, great.
And it starts with 4 sessions where everyone meets together in a group. And then there's 3 telephone consultations so that the parent educators can help each individual family with their own personal needs.
Right.
And then they all get together for one concluding session. And that's ages 2 to 12.
Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. I know we've got some photos and that will show some activities. And that there's a shot of your center.
Yes, that's the outside. We're in a portable at the back of Ready Springs School next to Vantage Point Charter School.
Right. nice location for those who live in the Penn Valley area.
And we completely remodeled it to make it hopefully a comfortable, warm, and welcoming place.
Yes.
You see here the sort of living room area with the resource library and the resource table
Nice.
there. And so they use this area also for childcare sometimes,
Just
or
to hang out.
support groups. This is part of the toddler area. On the right, which you can't see, is shelves of toddler toys.
Oh, okay.
But those
Nicely
are all
put away.
Yes.
For a short time, I'm sure.
And those are all movable pieces of furniture, and we have little chairs, little tables for them. And this is the computer center that is
nice.
available
Something for, like you say, for all ages. And
Yeah.
kids too.
Right.
Okay.
So it has internet and free printing as well.
Yeah, very nice. And this is one of the activities.
Yes,
that
and this
we-
is one of the second most popular things that we have, which is family fun nights.
Great.
And on the right, we have Lori DeMartini with AmeriCorps, and on the left, we have Heather Hardy with AmeriCorps Vista. And so they provide a lot of outreach to families and services to people in need.
Right.
Heather speaks fluent Spanish, but they're also a lot of fun, and they love to help put on these family fun nights. And here they are. There's two children up on the stage trying to shake some balls down through those
Oh, I see.
big bottles there.
Now-
And they had prizes for them all. And
Great. And are, in addition to the parent classes for the summer, there's activities for the kids as well. Are these some of the
most of
activities?
the activities for children are based on drop-ins. So we always
Okay.
have game boards
I see.
and the computers there, areas for family to come and play and be together. We also have the Great Summer Camp, although that
nice.
will take place in Grass Valley and Nevada City. So we do have some children from Penn Valley who will be
Going to
participating in that.
Right.
So
This is great, and it's all free.
in the summer camp, they ask, and like many of our services, if someone's able to give a donation that would go toward, say, food or child care, that's great. But if not, it's completely free.
Great. You were talking about the parenting classes, and you were telling me that a new set of classes are starting
Yes.
on July 6th.
For triple P parenting. So that's ages 2 to 12, and that will be at the Family Resource Center in Penn Valley, Ready
Okay.
Spring
And
School,
that's
starting July 6th.
July 6th, 12 classes.
This one is the 8-session course.
8-session.
So it will finish August 24th with them getting back together again for one final session. And there is room in that class. So if anyone is interested, they can call the Resource Center.
Why don't you give out the number?
432-1118, extension 249. And we can sign them up for that class.
This is great. You've been open a couple years. Another new discovery in our community. Free services for parents and kids. So great. Thank you so much, Casey, for coming on. And
Thank you.
come back on and give us an update.
Will do.
All right.
Thanks.
We are going to take our first break to bring up the second guest, so stick around. Hey, Cafe community fans. Over the weekend was the inaugural Nevada State Adult Soapbox Derby, and I was here with Touchdown Productions and NCTV to capture all the highlights. And so, if you didn't get a chance to come out or you want to watch them again, here are a few highlights for you to see.
Here's the hypo.
Hi, my name is Mark Hall, and my entry is Creative Coopmobile, because my business is Creative Coops, and so that's what we built, is a chicken coop on wheels.
Welcome back. My second guests are volunteers with the Northern Sierra Biomass Task Force. On my left is Joanne Drummond. She is the executive director with our Fire Safe Council. And on her left is Steve Eubanks, who is a forestry consultant. And they're here to tell us about this new task force looking at the possibility of energy efficient, renewable energy for our community. So welcome to the program, both of you.
Thank you.
Steve, let's start with you. This is a very complex issue that's trying to get some traction. Tell us how the task force got started, how it got created.
Well, it started actually almost 2 years ago, a little over a year and a half anyway, and it was with some ERC support at that time, which has now diminished. But the task force has been together that long. It's a group of people, all volunteers, who have come together, again, as you mentioned, to look at the possibility of getting a biomass facility in this local area that would use biomass from the surrounding forests and you know, not only the public forest but private properties. Joanne will talk all about the Fire Safe Council and how much biomass they produce.
Right.
But looking at that possibility of getting renewable energy, jobs, you know, and at the same time getting our forests around the area more fire safe.
Cleared. Yes.
Right.
Gosh, the resources right here in our backyard,
Right.
really. So, Joanne, with regards to the Fire Safe Council, this had to be a natural offshoot, in a way, of the product that you're, and the efforts that you're doing to clear the forest.
I think you're right. The Fire Safe Council engages in fire mitigation, and we encourage people to clear their defensible space and evacuation routes. And so by meeting our mission, we are generating a lot of biomass.
Yeah.
And so there are opportunities for us to utilize it, but due to the current haul costs of the closest cogeneration facility, we actually have to pay to get rid of it. So we don't want to be driving things around, you know, increasing our carbon footprint.
Right.
We would rather see a more local economy, creating jobs here, putting the dollars back to work in our community, whether it be through Fire Safe or helping the Forest Service take care of our public lands that benefit all of us.
Right. So right now, all of that that's cleared away gets hauled down the hill, basically? And
Not all of it. There is a distinct difference between a fuels reduction project and a fuels removal project. So if we come to your house with our chipping program currently, we leave the chips on site for you. But in the past, we've had community green waste drops that gather a large amount of material, and we have host sites, so we grind that up and we do take it to cogeneration. So it really depends on the site, the location, and the objective of the project.
Right. Oh, gosh, a lot to look at. So I don't know who's best to answer, but where are you now with the feasibility study, or taking this to the next step and kind of presenting it to the public and to grant people? Steve, is that you?
Well, either one of us, because we've both been involved the whole time. That is the next step. As you mentioned, it's a feasibility study. We're looking for grant funding at this point to conduct a study that would look at how much biomass is here, what kind, where is it located, how much haul cost would be involved, and also looking at potential sites for a facility. And one of the real key issues that everybody deals with is what is the sustainable supply And that would really determine what size of facility that would be installed in the area.
Oh, I see.
You want to make sure that you're not putting in a facility that's going to use so much biomass that it uses it all up in the first year, which probably isn't likely anyway, but you want something that's going to be sustainable over time. You protect the forests, and you also then have a sustainable supply of energy and sustainable jobs that aren't going to go away in 10 years or 20 years.
Right.
And so that's what the feasibility study will do, and as I said, it will look at some of the feasible sites, and then we'll have a product, a written product, that we can take to various groups and to the community in general and talk about what is possible here.
So how far out are we realistically? I guess that's not realistically because it's far out. So a timeline, game plan a little bit.
I think some of our consultants have given us, a timeline from when we start, and I think the study that we're engaging in now would answer many of the questions that would lead to implementation. Right now, siting is a primary concern because it would be a somewhat industrial process, and in the past the council had a couple of different grants to implement a wood use center and really could not find a location that was suitable to the community. So I think that is one of our biggest challenges, which is why we like to be here tonight, is to try to educate them on our goals and objectives.
Right.
We're not looking to clear the forest.
Right.
Many of us in our homes are working on defensible space, clearing storm crush, and so there's a fairly sustainable source there. And then looking at how to size that plant to do some forest health projects as well.
And we know with the past winter, we've got enough fuel, I think, from all the storms. There's not going to be an issue for a long time with downed trees and what to do with them. But going back to the site that has come up a couple times, we're talking about facility, an actual plant, or a building, a structure, and where that will be. So there's constraints then, or there's some real requirements because of the heat, the emissions?
Well, really, these kinds of plants nowadays are so clean that somebody burning a small pile of leaves in the backyard would have more emissions than a biomass plant. So that's really not an issue, and heat is not an issue. You need to locate them close enough to the grid, existing lines that can handle the electricity, so when you tie into the grid. And you need to locate it in a place. The plant itself is relatively small. When we're really looking at, some of the technologies require less than an acre, or only an acre in size. We're really not talking about that much biomass to operate a plant like that. So, but you still have, it's the situation that in many cases people just don't want additional uses in their backyard. And so you really have to deal with that.
Well, and I think transportation infrastructure is a key component.
To the main corridor. And just our final end here, what can we do with the end product then? Can we use it for electricity?
Yes.
What can we do with it?
Well, that's the most common technology, is producing electricity. There's possibilities of producing biofuels as well, depending on what kinds of things come out of the feasibility report. But again, electricity is the most common output.
Well, this is a very, very complex subject, but one that I can really get behind and advocate. I think this is great, and would hope that it comes sooner rather than later. But thank you for coming on the program, and Steve, thank you for being here. Joanne, thank you. Best of luck. And we are going to take our second break so I can bring up my next guest, so stick around. Welcome back. As most of you know, our Cafe Community Program looks at people who make a difference in our community. And tonight we're looking at a good corporate citizen who is making a difference in our community. And I'm happy to have him on our show, John Volz with Volz Brothers Automotive, and he is here on the end, and in the middle is Amy Medeiros, who is the Executive Director with the Neighborhood Center of the Arts. And they've got this is a feel-good segment, just one of my favorite. John, let's start with you. Both of you, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And you have a campaign, What Goes Around Comes Around. I want to hear your story, how you started giving to charities once a month.
Well, as a local community business owner, we've supported the needs of this community for 30 years. But we wanted to come up with a more formidable plan, especially in these challenging times.
Yeah.
You know, the haves and the have-nots, those lines have actually closed a lot in the past few years. So we wanted to make a real commitment. So with the help of our marketing team, Leanne Brooke from Brooke Design, we came up with a campaign called What Goes Around Comes Around. And here's a copy of one of our shirts.
The T-shirt. Great color, and we have a photo of it too that will give some of the details on the T-shirt. On the back are some of the recipients.
Some of the recipients of our program. And this program, in addition to, we donate $500 a month of our own money, my business partners and myself. And Leanne Brooke designed these shirts. Palmer Signs in Roseville did all the screening for free for us. And Napa Auto Parts donated some money as well. So we sell these shirts for $20 a piece. And the money goes to our local charity of the month. So, for instance, last month was Women of Worth, and Sandy Schmidt and her group.
We've got that photo,
she got the $500 donation from Volz Brothers, as well as $875 worth of T-shirts.
Wow. So all of the sales from the
100%.
T-shirt, 100%, goes on top of the $500.
So when one of my clients or someone that's recommended comes in, they make their check directly out to the charity of the month, so they get the tax deduction for that, and the money goes straight to them. So,
and how long have you been doing this?
This is our second year doing this program.
Wow. And $500 a month. Most businesses kind of plan for a year, maybe what they end up at the year, and you've made a commitment to do it every month.
Every single month.
Yeah. Great. This is, let's go to you, Amy, because you are last month it was Women of Worth, and in May, and June, Neighborhood Center of the Arts is a recipient.
Yeah.
And, but you got an extra bonus too, not just the T-shirts.
We sure did. An incredible bonus, and that was a van.
Yeah.
An automobile.
Yes, yes.
With a brand new engine and a full tank of gas.
Oh my gosh.
Freshly detailed.
Oh, yes, and freshly detailed.
It just keeps getting better.
It sure does.
We've got a picture of that. So Volz Brothers, in addition to the $500, and they're still collecting the money from the T-shirts because June is still going on. There we go. What a nice set of wheels.
Oh, yes.
Now, Amy, what will you use? What will you do with the van?
Well, the purpose of the van is we want to take out some of our clients, our artists, into the community. Community access is very important. A lot of these guys, they go home and stay home. No really interaction in the community. And so it's to benefit them as well as community members because, you know, people with disabilities are hidden sometimes.
Right.
So it's just going to the store and making them visible to the community members.
And be participants in the community.
Yeah, exactly. Teaching them the value of money, going to the dollar store, buying something, going to the grocery store. Sometimes the company has, you know, Neighborhood Center has errands for them to run. So maybe they'll go to the stationery store and pick up some stuff.
Supplies.
Supplies, yeah. So just getting out there, knowing the value of a dollar or two, and, you know, learning how to be respectful in the community as well.
Right. And we didn't touch on what Neighborhood Center of the Arts.
It's very important to remind people because we get confused with Center for the Arts. Which we are not. So we're not the place on Main Street. We're hidden up on Lytton Hill, and we're a nonprofit day program for folks with disabilities. So they come to program and do ceramics, woodworking,
creative arts,
all creative arts, and in return we sell their artwork, so they earn an income.
And it is absolutely incredible artwork. And I know we've got some photos at some point that will roll, and there's no particular order for these photos. So. So the contributions, John, from you, we'll stop and look at that because I just randomly took a couple from the website. But this is extraordinary art from talented people who have a resource through the Neighborhood Center of the Arts to come do their arts and have an outlet and then sell them.
And it's very rewarding. If you come to visit, it's a fabulous place where the spirits are free. As an artist myself, I get hung up when I go to do a drawing or go to do photography, but these guys, they just come to work every day, and they make it look easy.
Yes.
Very, very easy.
Yes.
They're amazing people.
Oh, such complex work and very beautiful.
And everything's very affordable. So our next show will be July 15th, whichever is a Thursday. It's either the 14th or the 15th. Our abstract show will be coming, and if you need any gifts or buy something for yourself, it's affordable.
And that's going to be
artwork
at the Neighborhood Center?
Neighborhood,
Okay.
yeah, up on Lytton Drive.
Okay. About how many client artists do you serve or have?
Currently, we're about 72, about 45 a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's a big need.
There is a big need, yeah. And it was great to receive the van, most definitely, because our other one is pretty much on its deathbed.
Oh.
So it was perfect timing.
So you already have the wheels?
I have the wheels.
All right, the keys
We were
are ready.
going to bring it in, but
we were going to try to get it
no.
on stage,
Yeah.
but we couldn't get a, I don't know, camera wide angle on it or something. So, John, your story is so extraordinary because you have these contributions on many different levels going. With the van is kind of a unique situation, but the T-shirt. And also kind of help spread the word a little bit too, and kind of
this is the
inspire.
community that supported our business for 30 years, so we really want to feel a part of it. It's our customers that are supporting this T-shirt program now, so
Right.
we're real thankful and appreciative of our customer support to do this. The Land Trust concert, the Aaron
Thank
Neville
you.
concert,
Yes.
our sponsorship level entitles us to a booth to promote our business, and we're using it to promote all of our nonprofits. So we're going to have 5 or 6 of our nonprofits. Amy will be there with some other people, and we'll be promoting them as well at that event.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's another area that you're making the contribution, a sponsorship at the Land Trust, and that's their big event in August. And so you'll have several nonprofits there that people can buy T-shirts and designate the...
And just learn about, because a lot of people don't know about some of the nonprofits.
Okay. Well, I just got a big wrap-up, but I think we have a big presentation to do in our final seconds here. The $500 check to Neighborhood Center for the Arts.
Well, here's the check for this month to you
The
guys.
presentation.
T-shirt money to follow.
And we're getting a couple T-shirts here for my crew, myself, and we're taking orders, and we're signing out. So this is extraordinary, good stuff, all on a happy ending, a feel-good story. I told you, John, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
It was all good. Amy, good. Congratulations. Thank you for your resource. Thank you, and thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Lay me down by the river.